Good morning, everyone. Welcome to babycode free IELTS classes. I'm Tanu Virmani, an IDP certified trainer and a TEFL TESOL certified trainer. So, as you know, that I'm coming up with the writing module and the sessions for the writing module. Today is our live session number 2, and the topic of our live session is about writing vocabulary. Writing vocabulary for task 1, for academic also, and for the general candidates, both, right? So you know that what is writing vocabulary, why writing vocabulary is important, because one of the parameter of your band descriptors talks about lexical resource. Lexical resource means vocabulary. What kind of vocabulary, basic vocabulary or unfamiliar vocabulary you are putting up in your task 1 or in your task like general task or academic task, it shows that it makes up about 25% of overall score. How you have to, because in task 1 you are required to represent or use several vocabularies to present your data, whether it can be a pie chart, a bar graph or a line graph. You have to use certain vocabulary. Being able to use appropriate vocabulary presents that main trend, creating that logical flow so that you can have a higher band score. ठीक है, because why is lexical resources, it make 25% of your overall score. If I talk about letter writing, then again you have to use several vocabulary to present your logical flow of letter to maintain your body paragraph. So now let's see the types of question. These are the task 1 questions that comes in your writing task 1. There are 6 here, you can see. First is line graph, second is bar graph, pie chart, table, process diagram, and map diagram. One more is there, which is a combinational one. So you may get any combination of any picture. What is the structure of task 1? You have to write 4 paragraphs. First one, you have to write paraphrasing. Second is you have to write overview. Third is you have to write body paragraphs, and the fourth one is body para 2. First is body para 1. Second is body para 2. Now, what is paraphrasing? Paraphrasing, as you know, paraphrasing means that you have to rewrite your statement, your given question with the usage of synonyms, and you have to do the word replacement. You can either use the change of the order of your words, or you can use the word form, or you can use active passive. There are different ways to do paraphrasing. You can see my reading session number 2, how to understand paraphrasing. I taught you in the reading module that how you have to understand paraphrasing. Same thing you can apply here to write about your paraphrasing. Second is overview, when you have to write about your highlighted key features, you have to illustrate and talk about the main trends. Body para 1, talk about the features in details. You have to write the numbers here because you can't write numbers in the overview part. Fourth one is body para 2. Body para, again, once you have written your features in body para 1, you have to write the continuation of those features in the body paragraph 2. I'll teach you in detail when we are going to talk about the task 1, but today we are only focusing on the vocabulary part. So graph vocabulary, when you need to understand the trends, when you see your graph and you have different trends there. So for upward trend, you can write a rise, an increase, a surge, growth, peak, grow, skyrocketed. When you have quick changes, then you can write about fluctuations, to vary, a variation, no changes, a period of stability, and a plateau. When you have downward trend, then what you can write is a fall, a decrease, a decline, a dip, and a drop. So you can use these vocabulary words in your downward trend when you want to describe about your downward trend, because whenever you have any bar graph or you have any line graph, so you can see and analyze the trend here. You can use these vocabulary words to enhance and score better in your exam. Some more graph vocabulary when you want to show some changes related to increase part, something which is increasing. So rise, increase, go up, uplift, rocketed, climb, upsurge, shot up, improve, jump, leap, move, upward, skyrocketed, surge, right? And when you want to talk about decrease part, fall, decrease, decline, plummet, plunge, drop, reduce, collapse, deteriorate, dip, dive, go down, take a nosedive, slum, slide, go into free fall. More graph related. When you have a steady change, that means not much change, unchanged, remain constant, remain steady, level out, plateau, remain the same, remain stable, and remain static. So you can use these vocabulary for the steadiness. Flat. For talking about a flat, leveled off, remain constant, remain unchanged, remain stable, consistent, plateau, reach plateau, stay uniform, or remain the same. That means you're having a flat thing in your vocabulary, in your graph. Now, when you want to talk about changes in your graph, there are changes. When there is a rapid change, then what you can write is dramatically, rapidly, sharply, quickly, hurriedly, speedily, swiftly, significantly, considerably, substantially, noticeably. When you have a moderate change, that means less than rapid, you can say moderate change, moderately, gradually, progressively, sequentially. Steady change, not much change, I would say. Steadily, seasonally. When you have a slight change, slight, slow, mildly, tediously. You will understand these terms better when I'll show you a picture for an example. Some additional task on vocabulary. For making a contrast between your statement, you can use these vocabulary while, whereas, nevertheless, however, on the contrary, while, in contrast, conversely, on the other hand, on the flip side. When you want to add on something in addition to it, moreover, apart from this, beside it, likewise, more than that. And you can see the suitable adverbs also. You can add them gradually, dramatically, erratically, significantly, slowly. So please save these vocabulary with you so that you can use whenever you want to support your, I would say, your this report writing and you want to score higher. Some connectors also so that you can organize your body paragraphs when you want to add, that means addition, contrasting a statement, writing a conclusion statement, making comparison, writing about the causes, talking about examples. So please save these connectors. Now you will understand the terms better as I have shown you before. So when you want to talk about an increase, see the first arrow, climbed gradually, slowly. So you can see that the first trend, see here the line graph, it's climbing gradually or it's climbing slowly. But when you see the second arrow, there is a sharp increase because it's increasing like this. And now there is a slump. It's plummeted here. But the fourth one, you can see the stabilized part. It's leveled off. Then after leveling off, it's dropped. Dropped means it is declined. Oh, sorry, there was a network connectivity. Yes. So we were about this. Just give me a second. So now you got an idea that how you have to understand this thing. Now few collocation sentences. You can see that how you can describe about trends. A substantial increase. So you can see that the increase was higher here. Rose dramatically, that means a rise, dramatical rise. Fell sharply, that means fall was very sharp. Rose gradually, again there is a gradual rise. Sharp increase, that means greater increase. Risen steadily, that means it's something which is rise, but yes, with the steady increase. Rose marginally, that means it was a rise of only margin, that means 30 to 32%. So you can read the examples, the complete sample sentences here, that how few collocations were made, how they were used in a sentence formation. Talking about dates, how you will be describing dates in the report writing. In December, in 2005, from 2001 to 2010, by 1998, between 1965 to 1969, over a 10-year period. Then numbers, an increase of 25%, decrease by 10%, fell from 200 in July to 150 in August, dropped from 200 to 120 units, rose sharply over a period of 5 years, started at one-third and peaked at three-third, fell from 30 to just over 20%. Map vocabulary, these are the map vocabulary. Please save it with you. You can use these vocabulary, and these are very important for listening also when you have to understand your map. Okay, you have to look for your directions, left side, right side, east, west, north, south, passing through, go straight, beside, adjacent, opposite, across the road. So you can use these vocabulary when you are representing your map. Time related. When you want to talk about time expression in the 1999, in the 20th century, in the first 10 years, for the 6 months, for 20 years, during the first 6 months, during the first half of century, during the remainder of this year, from August to November, until November, from 1950 to 1960. So you can use these vocabulary. Between 1950 and 1960. Before 1960, the number remained same, but after 1965, there was a sudden increase. Around about there was a change. By late 19th century, at the end of last 7th century, since the 19th century. So you can see that how time expressions were used. When there is a gap of 1 year, so you can write in the next year, in the preceding year, in the following year, in the subsequent year. For the gap of 10 years, after a gap of 10 years, after a span of 10 years, after a decade, 10 years down the line, right? When you want to talk about future and you avoid the usage of will, so what you can write is, it is anticipated, it is predicted, it is assumed, It is expected. So you can use these words for writing something which is not certain. Again, time phrases. You can read the time phrases here. Percentage vocabulary. When you have an exact fraction, exact percentages to fraction. So how you can write is 80%. 80% means fourth, fifth. 75% means three quarters. 50% half. 25% a quarter. 20% a fifth. 10% 1 in 10. But when you have percentage which are not exact as above, so what you can use is 77% just over three quarters, or else what you can write 77% approximately three quarters, 49% just under a half or just nearly a half, 32% means almost third. So whenever you want to start with your task one, what is the beginning? How you can start with your task one? You can write the bar graph demonstrate, the pie chart highlights, the line graph represent, or the bar graph illustrate, represent, elucidate. So you can use these vocabulary to start your essay, to start your report writing. Once you start your body paragraph, first one is it is evident from the graph that, it can be inferred from the graph that, it is apparent from the graph that. So whenever you start your body paragraph, you can use these statements. So I hope the vocabulary is now clear for part one, that means task one for the academic students. Now let's cover vocabulary for task one for the general candidates. Now when you want to express your dissatisfaction in your letter writing, you're disliking something, so how you will be writing the formal and the informal statements? For the formal statement, you can see that I am dissatisfied from, whereas informal it is I wasn't satisfied from. These statements are very helpful in your communication also. That means it improves your communication skill. I am unhappy about, I am unhappy with. So you can see the difference between formal and the semi-formal, right? So please learn the formal statements and the informal also, so that you know the difference, how to use it. Okay. Now, when you want to express your satisfaction, you're happy with something. So formal, you will write, I'm delighted about. Informal, you will write, I'm very happy to know about, because formal is something official, professional, and informal is something kind of personal and friendly. Formal, I'm extremely elated. I enjoyed going through your work. Informal says. Requirement, needs, and want. When you want to express something, formal, you can say, I would very much like to. Informal says, I want to. Formal says, what I'm looking for is. Informal says, I'm looking for. So you can use these statements to express your requirements. Now, what are the phrases for informal letter? When you want to begin your informal letter, you can use these statements. I hope you're well. I hope this letter finds you well. I hope you enjoyed your trip. I'm just writing to let you know that we have received your gift. When it comes to end your informal letter, then you can write, I hope to see you soon. Hope to see you then. Enjoy your stay. Best of luck with your test. I am sure you will have a great time. Say hello to the family. I will look forward to catch you up soon. Informal letter, again, what are the phrases you can use for thanking someone? I'm just writing to thank you for all the help that you have given me over the last year. When you want to request somebody asking for something, then what words you can, what phrases you can say? I hope you don't mind me asking. Now we are using contractions because this is an informal letter. Making a suggestion, I was wondering if you could like to come on holiday with us. Why don't we meet our for lunch next week? So please read all these. So you can read all the. So you can read all these statements for an informal letter. Informal letter में या informal way में आप कभी like you can start talking to your friends in an informal way, your relatives. So you can use these statements. Okay, these are very effective statements. You can read all these statements, save it with you, and start practicing. It helps you in your speaking also. Now, some informal statements for problems and excuses. I would love to accept your invitation, but unfortunately, I'll be away that weekend. I'm afraid I won't be able to come to your birthday party. When it comes to say sorry, sorry, I didn't write to you earlier. By a way of an apology, I would like to take you both out for lunch. So please read all the statements for an informal way to speak, to write in a letter writing. Okay. Now, for formal and semi-formal letter, when you want to start your formal or semi-formal letter, how you're going to begin it? Beginning, I'm writing this letter or I'm writing with regard to a product that I've recently purchased. I'm writing to request you. I'm writing to thank you. I'm writing to inform you, right? When it comes to ending, thank you for your help and support. I look forward to receive your response. I await for your response. I hope that you will address these concerns. Please let me know if you require. So you are writing letter formal way, official way, right? So please read all the statements for the beginning as well as for the ending part. Now, let's see some more statements for formal and semi-formal when you want to thank somebody. So if you want to thank somebody and you want to talk about thanking someone in a formal and semi-formal way, you can use, I'm writing to thank you for making us stay. I'm grateful for all the support you have given me. When you want to request, ask something, I have decided that I would like to cancel my subscription. I was wondering if it would be possible for me. I would extremely grateful if you could do. I would appreciate if you could replace the damaged item free of charge. So please read all the formal and the semi-formal statements for thanking somebody and for requesting or asking for something. You can use these statements in your letter writing for formal letter and for the semi-formal letter. Okay. Now some phrases for making a suggestion, complaining about a problem, apologizing, saying sorry when it comes to formal or semi-formal. So making a suggestion, I would like to suggest that you look into this issue further. Complaining, I'm extremely disappointed with the assistance I have received. Apologizing, I would like to apologize for my late arrival. Please accept my sincere apology. So you can use these phrases, and these are very important for your speaking also. You can use these to help you communicate better, right? So please read it all. So today we have covered task 1 vocabulary for academic students and for the general candidate students, right? For the general candidates also. Please try to apply these. In the upcoming session, I'm going to come up with the task 1 in a detailed manner. Today we have done only vocabulary part, but what vocabulary you can use, so that once we start with task 1, you know that these vocabulary are very important and you have to apply. So please start practicing on the baby code application. Start practicing. There are task 1 questions for the academic and for the general candidates both. Letter writing is also there. Report writing is also there. So you can practice, and you can watch our live sessions on the YouTube and on the baby code application. Please provide your comments, feedbacks, that you understand my teaching methodology or not. If you face any difficulty, you can write down, you can write your queries over there, drop your comments if your understanding is not. If you want me to cover any particular topic, then also you can drop your comment that you want me to cover this topic. I will surely come up with that part. Okay, so thank you so much for watching a live session 2 of the writing module. Stay tuned for the upcoming session because I'm going to come up with task 1 and task 2 in a detailed manner. Okay, so we can crack IELTS very easily. Thank you so much. Bye bye, all of you.